So, morning guys, welcome to the channel. Hope everyone is well. I'm in good spirits. Been doing quite a bit of fishing. Getting good results actually for the time of year. June is never my favorite month. It just isn't. The weather out there now might change that a bit. I mean, I think there'll be some good fish on the go this weekend, despite the small tides. I think if you have ground that fishes on neeps, you'll do well this weekend. That warm weather is just it's what they like, right? The settled weather is better for the bass fishing, particularly if you're fishing at night or whatever. I'm trying to get ready to go to Canada, but it's like, do you ever get a job that's so big you can't even start it? You're like, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh Christ almighty, where do I even begin to, how do I pick what to bring, what not to bring, blah, 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 blah. And then I get in a ball of anxiety about it and nothing gets done, of course. So we're going to change that today. There's himself going bananas in the background. Always, anytime I turn on the camera, he decides to go nuts. Just a few things about the site. So normally this time of year I would be doing a little bit of salmon fishing. No, I'm not this year because I just don't have the time actually, or the money, because of the Canada trip. But I have on the site, I have quite a few Ryukis. So there's some ADS, right? There's some ADS sinking. There are some let me show you another 80. This might actually be a 70, just to show you the quality of them. I mean, they're superb and they will work on salmon without a shadow of a doubt, especially in low water conditions. And sea trout, by the way. If you're a sea trout man, these will be your friend. I also have some Vision on there, and they're reasonably priced, right? I have some Vision and some Great Hunting, right? So mega bass. So duo, I'm trying to get that to focus. Come on, focus for me now. No, this won't do it, this fucking camera. But so yeah, some interesting lures on there for salmon and big trout anglers, right? Really like that Great Hunting. It's a super little lure. No way the autofocus is not working today. That's fucking strange. Anyway, we won't obsess about it. So anyway, just to let you know that in that section there are some salmon and sea trout lures there, and they're very reasonably priced. Right, so moving on. So got another order in from Tackle Wave, and we got the Major Craft, the first wave of the Tidrift, and I have to say they're just awesome. I love them. They're really nice. They just feel nice in the hand. They're what you expect from Major Craft. They're really well finished. They're all of those things, right? And alongside of the Major Craft, of course, I've extended the range of Little Jack lures, right? So I've gone up to 30 grams. I mean, they are just incredible. I mean, you have to see them in the water to really appreciate just how cool they are. But they have incredible action, like, and they're just hyper realistic. Like when the sprat are, in the river, that is going to do some serious damage for me. There we go, it's in focus now. I mean, it is literally just almost exactly like what the bass cough out every time I'm hooking them from the boat, right? And speaking of boat fishing, the guys at Tackle Wave have sent me a Moguri 120F floating, right? So it's a deep diver. and that's not something you see a lot of Irish guys fishing, right? See the French estuary guys fishing them quite a bit from the boat. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try, right? Like I really like hard lure fishing. It's gone out of fashion a bit. I don't know why. I find there are times when a hard lure will catch you a bass when they'll take nothing else, right? These guys particularly, I mean, I showed you them yesterday very briefly, but for night fishing, I think these are going to be absolutely exceptional. So this is the Flute 138, right? Floating. So I'm literally going to do nothing with that. I'm just going to cast that and retrieve it and fish it like I would fish a needle, you know, a floating needle, like it just along the surface. I'll probably lose the treble hooks, to be honest with you, and replace them with singles. Like the less it does, the better. I think it'll just leave a lovely wake on the surface of the water, and I found at night time that to be absolutely deadly. What I like about it is for quite a large profile, right? It's quite light. I think it'll cast reasonably well as well. Because we're moving into that time of year, right? As you get through June, you get into July and August, my mind turns to nighttime open beach fishing, right? Because that's where the bass stack up, that's where the bait is, therefore that's where the bass is, right? When I'm day fishing, I tend to be top water fishing, and I'm still learning about top water fishing. Like presentation is everything. Like it's everything. Like you think there are no fish there, and then suddenly one explodes at your feet, right? There are a couple of lures this year that have really. Well, look. First off, before we begin, like this is not intended for people who've been fishing for years and years. I mean, if you've been fishing for years and years, you know this stuff, right? But if you're new to bass fishing, you probably don't know this stuff. So I mean, this channel really essentially is to help people. Well, one, like to be honest, is to promote my business. Obviously, I want to sell lures, right? I'm in the lure business, right? So you know, I want people to go to sea bass fish in Ireland and buy themselves some kit or whatever, right? But at the same time, I do also want to help people to get into lure fishing to build their confidence, etc., etc. And I think topwater fishing is one of those kind of types of fishing that has been, I don't know what the word is, but it's been made out to be like it's, oh, and you got it off the top. Like it's like an additional thing or something. But actually, I found that sometimes it's simply the most effective method. They really want it on the top, and they won't take it any other way. You know, other times it's totally different. Like they want, you know, a weightless plastic, or they want a hard plastic, or whatever. But a few lures stand out this year, and this is one of them. That's the Chappie, right? And that's the Chappie 100. But it also comes in the smaller size, right, which is the Chappie 80. And believe it or not, I'm bringing these out striped bass fishing with me because I've been just watching a bit of footage, seeing how striped bass behave, and I mean, they do the exact same things that our bass do, right? They're an Atlantic sea bass. So they rummage for small stuff in the sand. They're predatory, but they're also scavengers. You know, they'll rummage for worm and flea and all sorts of stuff, right? And so that little guy on the small, I've got a travel injection with me and a Vanquish 3000. I think it's gonna absolutely fish its nuts off. I mean, I just love them. They're super. They're great action, right? But what I've noticed about this year, more so than ever, I think just a bit more focused or something, is presentation is everything. Like sometimes, right, say I'm fishing and you know, I'll get a splash, right? But the splash is downstream of me, right? What I do is I reposition myself so that I can get, so I'm below the fish and I can cast the lure back up over him and let it wobble down over his head, right, or her head, or whatever, and then boom, up they come and I get the take, right. So it's like when the lure was dragging, the fish came up, had a look, and decided no. But when the lure is moving with the current at the correct speed and has got a bit of action in it, bang, you get that hit, right? So presentation is everything, like, you know. And like I've had loads of hits on surface lures do nothing, and particularly when the light goes down, right? Like you just cast out and just let it drift down the channel, and next thing you feel tunk tunk tunk, and bang, and you're into a fish, right? So you know it's profile and presentation. But a few lures have really stood out, right? So this bad boy is just phenomenal. It took a while to get this one back into stock, right? That's the light whacker. I mean, it's just a beautiful colour, right? Especially for clear water fishing. I mean, I can think of a few places now where that's going to be absolutely lethal, right? And actually deals with the current really well. It deals with the current better than the old version, right? Sorry, now just getting this guy out. This guy, the S Petite 110. I will not go out the door without these, right? These are definitely going to Canada with me. They're just super. In fact, I'm putting in an order now because I've run out of them or sold out of them or whatever. And I think that I'm going to order in some of the Don Baloney 140s. The hundreds are just a little bit small, right? Not small as in small, too small for bass to take, but just a bit small in terms of casting and, you know, getting them out there and fishing them in a bit of surf and what have you. Because that's what I intend to do with them, right? Fish them like a needle stick, right? Fish them like I'd fish one of Charles's lures, right? The other lures then that have really been doing it for me this year is the new feed popper, the 121. That's just phenomenal. It's just an absolute fish cruncher. Now it'll come into its own later in the year, in fairness, right? Come September, October, that lure will just absolutely slay bass up in the river for me. I mean, what they've done is phenomenal. So they've lowered the center of gravity, they've lowered the snoot, it sits better in the water, it pops better, it's got way more stability. So that's another definite for Canada. Of course, it's all got to be single barbless, right? So you're going to lose a hell of a lot of fish. And then this bad boy here in both sizes. So that's the 3D pencil from Duo. So in the 110 and the 135, I'll be bringing that. I have that. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So that's a kind of a greeny chartreuse type color. You know, I think a lot was made of, you know, we could debate color all day, right? But I actually think that sometimes the really unnatural colors work particularly well, like really strong colors, like really bright oranges and chartreuses and, you know, bright pinks and all the rest of it. Like downstairs now, I'm just about to open the box. I have a bunch of Saori Shad 140s, you know, for Canada, and they're like, you know, fluorescent pink, right? Why? Because they just smash bass, and who knows what way the bass see color, right? And then you've got your hyper realistic, you know, like that is a thing of beauty. I don't know why that lure didn't sell. It didn't sell. People didn't take to it or whatever, but it absolutely murders fish for me. I mean, it's such a clever system, right? If you look at the ball in the front, I mean, if you're new to surface lure fishing, it essentially walks the dog for you. Um, yeah, so that's it. I mean, that's everything. Oh, one last lure worthy of mention that's on the site is this little guy, the IMA Pukachev Cobra 90. I absolutely love it. It's just a cracking little lure. It just wiggles along, like, you know what I mean. Next thing, boom, up they go behind it. Um, so that's pretty much it from me. Like, I'm just fishing away. Um, I am guiding. I'm going to start guiding. So if you're interested in some fishing, give me a shout. Um, um, and when I get back from Canada, I'm going to be full on guiding. Now, some dates in September are gone, but there are still good dates available. August, September, and October. So if you want a guided trip, now is the time to get on to me because they'll fill up fairly quickly. I was unsure up until this point whether I was physically capable or not, but I clearly am. It's not a problem, like, you know what I mean. I've been fishing 5 days in a row and I'm totally fine. So whatever it is that was wrong with me has finally, it's not fully resolved, like, but it's not hampering me physically in the way that it was, right? So I'm able to do a day's fishing and all that stuff. So yeah, so that's it. It's just a little tackle review and a bit of chat about what the fishing has been like. I think the fishing is tough all over. Like, I don't think anybody is hammering fish. I see the odd good fish coming out. Lots of schoolies, which is great. I mean, it means we've got a good population of sea bass available there, right? And that the stock is surviving well, etc. So, yeah. So rather than ramble on, I'll leave it at that for this morning, guys. Yeah, there's loads of lures on the site. Big selection of dark sleepers, some new colors in there. Particularly the new red ones, the Corlazo and the Craw are there in various sizes and weights, as are the Waxahachie, Donko, Mutsuguro. All the favourites are there. So so have at it, and tight lines, guys. Hope everyone is well. Thanks again.